It's good morning, Tanya Scott. Welcome to Yellow Shelf.
Hi, thanks for having me. Hi.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Your book, Stillwater, is out now. Tell us all about it.
So Stillwater is a crime thriller. It's a story about a young guy called Luke, and so he's a young man. He's come back to Melbourne after several years away. He's been running away from a bit of a troubled past, his chaotic father. And so he's back in Melbourne and he's studying and trying to, have a quiet life. But he runs into Gus Alberici, who's the criminal that he worked for when he was a teenager. And Gus wants him back on the job, and he's not really a bloke who'll take no for an answer. So he's roped back in, and in particular, he's pulled into a hunt for his father, who's gone missing with a bunch of Gus's cash. And meanwhile, Luke is he's trying to navigate a relationship with Emma, and he's kind of pulled into her family dysfunction as well. And so, he's got quite a bit going on, poor Luke, and he's really grappling with a lot of people and events from his past, and trying to hold on to some secrets that could get him into a bit of trouble. So it's really a story about a reluctant criminal, and it's about someone who's trying to not let his past define him, and he's trying to learn how to be the still water, and the ocean around him is churning. So
Yeah.
yes.
And that idea of putting your past behind you and trying to rebuild a life, but then almost things come back to haunt you and people
Absolutely.
complex characters from your past and even now come back. It's great. It's your debut book. It's your debut novel. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about you and then tell us about the process of writing because I think that's pretty interesting to hear from an author about how they dive in as an author.
Yeah, so my background's in general practice, so I'm a GP, and I've been a GP for sort of 20 odd years. I don't want to think about how long, and but I've been writing for a really long time. Most of the writing that I've been doing has been very much just for me, so kind of short stories and a bit private. Like I've written lots of things that will never see the light of day. Don't worry. But I'd really started paying more attention to it, I guess, over COVID, when we all had a little bit more time. I got quite burnt out in my clinical work. I've worked a lot in mental health care, so I've got a lot of interest in psychology and in particularly in families and how families work, and the struggles that some people face in their lives that are through no fault of their own. And so a lot of where Stillwater came from, really started with this idea from a patient that I saw, and she was a really well presented woman, and but she was telling me about all the stuff going on in her life, and we were talking about how when you meet someone, you just don't know what's going on behind that veneer, and a lot of people present this self to the world, and there's a lot more going on than what you see on the surface.
Yeah. No, I love that theme because I think that often resonates, doesn't it? You make assumptions about what you see is presented to you, and then it's very com can often be very complex
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah. So Luke
Um,
is that character. He's the guy that you look at, you think he's this sort of pretty normal guy on the surface, but underneath it has a whole bunch of skills that you wouldn't expect.
Yes, yes. And skills. Tell us about, is there more? I was left wondering, is there going to be more to Luke? Are there more stories? Like, tell us, Tanya, I'm curious because I know the audience would anticipate this question coming as a debut author. Um, is more Luke coming? Are there more stories, more books in the future for you?
Yeah, so I'm writing another book at the moment, and it probably will be kind of probably early 2027. I was hoping for 2026, but I'm not that quick. I'm not someone who can bash it out that quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, there might be a little bit of Luke in
Okay.
there.
I felt like
Yeah.
I needed to ask that. It was like, oh,
Yes.
is there going to be more, Luke? That's good to know. I want anyone listening to go and check out Stillwater. I definitely want more writing from you, Tanya. I thought it was great. If we're curious, if we're watching anywhere around the world, how are we going to connect with you, the book, and how to get it?
Yeah, so the book is freely available. It's available everywhere. So in Australia, it's published with Allen and Unwin, Australia and New Zealand, and in the US and Canada with Grove Atlantic. So it's available in all of the usual places. And in terms of connecting with me, so I have a website which is just tanyascott.edu, or on Instagram is probably the other easy place, which is Tanya Scott Author.
Yeah, great. Well, Tanya, what I'll do is I'll put links to both publishing houses in the show notes, as well as your personal links of Instagram and your website. I would love people to take a read, maybe send you a message if they want more, Luke, and keep us updated on the writing. I'd love to get you back when the next book comes out to support. Well done. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Joe.
Cheers.